What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Ringside Pro Fight Gloves, so stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Today we have these Ringside Pro Fight Gloves we're going to do a close-up weigh-in and review on. It's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to try these gloves out and finally pulled the trigger on getting them. Got mine in blue and 10 ounces. These are a full genuine leather glove that I believe are constructed in Pakistan. They're pretty much your basic run-of-the-mill Pakistan-made glove with average leather and construction, but nonetheless, there are definitely some redeeming qualities about these gloves. And give you guys a close-up right there. You can see, right off the bat, you can see just some of the QC, the quality control things that you see there, like a little pen mark that was on the thumb. I'm assuming that's from when they were cutting out the leather, and just some little imperfections on the leather. You can see right there, some imperfections. One big thing I noticed was just kind of how the Ringside logo screen print is a little crooked on the right glove compared to the left, symmetrical wise. And then you can see the right glove as well. The tag, the weight tag is a little crooked, as well as the patch isn't the same as the left side. Obviously, these are just aesthetic issues, not really performance wise, but something to note with these gloves. But the color actually looks really good. It's a nice color. You can see it does have a nice satin finish to the leather. There's nothing synthetic on here. You do have a grip bar right there. No ventilated holes, and then you do have the white piping on both the thumb as well as on the palm. And in about, I would say, a ½ inch of padding on the wrist area to really secure it in. And then you have a tricot liner, which is kind of a polyester microfiber liner on the inside. Again, these are Pro Fight gloves, so hopefully the weight's going to be on point. But just to show you guys real close of how these gloves look, kind of the stitching on the back right there at the hinge point. You do have this Ringside patch. They pretty much use this patch on all of their gear from what I've seen. And again, this side, caution, read warning, label inside glove. Again, that's just for all boxing type gear. You do have that warning. Again, some like marks on there. I'm not sure what that's from. Stitching on the glove, the grip bar, the attached thumb as well. You do have a full length white attached thumb, the Ringside logo on the back. So let's go ahead and put these on the scale and see if they're true to weight, being 10 ounces. Hopefully they are. So the left glove is at 9.8 ounces and the right glove is right at 9.7. So they're pretty much true to weight, which they have to be for being a Pro Fight glove. So it's nice to see that the gloves weights are on point, and trying to give you guys a little side-by-side once again before we do the review. So overall, a pretty solid glove for what they are. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's going on, guys? Carlo here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of these Ringside Pro Fight gloves. Got mine in 10 ounces, blue color scheme. Obviously, these are a lace-up only glove, being that they are a Pro Fight glove. You do have a nice variety of colors to choose from: blue, white, red, black, green, yellow. So Ringside does offer you a good variety of colors, as well as between 8 to 10 ounces. Now, Ringside, this company has been around for a very long time now, very similar to Title Boxing. And I was really interested in doing a review on these Pro Fight gloves. I've seen them around for quite some time now, and I've been incorporating more Pro Fight gloves or lower weight gloves into my training, especially for speed work and some limited battle work, but mostly for speed work, hitting the bag or hitting the mitts with some Pro Fight gloves. I was really interested to see how these Ringside gloves would hold up against some of the other higher end gloves like the Everlast MX or the Elites, where they're almost double in price. And wanted to see just overall the quality and construction of these gloves. So design-wise, as you can see here, they're a very compact glove, as they should be, being a Pro Fight glove. Very basic, simple looking. These are made in Pakistan, a full genuine leather construction with these gloves. As you can see, it has a really nice color with the blue here. It's kind of like a royal blue, I would say. And you can see it does have this Ringside logo on the back of the glove here. One issue I found with the quality with this logo was not so much with the logo, but actual placement between the two gloves. I noticed that on the right side glove that the logo was a little bit off. The same thing with this cloth patch on the back of the wrist was a little off. Nothing too big, but just a little, attention for detail type things when you look at these gloves. But you can see has a really nice look to it. It does have the standard Ringside logo on the back, as well as a Ringside patch on the back of the glove. You do have the 10-ounce weight tag that's on the bottom right here against the cuff. And then when you rotate the glove around, you can see it does have pretty much a full length attached thumb that's colored in white right there for the attached thumb. Going on to the palm side, you do have a standard grip bar. There are no ventilation holes in these particular gloves. And right here, you can see it does have some white piping that goes along the wrist area right here, as well as on the thumb seam right there. You do have some white laces that are long enough, especially for a pro fight bout, to really lock in your wrist, and about a ½ inch of padding along the wrist area right here, as well as on the cuff as well. On the back of the wrist, you do have about a ½ inch of pretty firm padding that really locks in your wrist when you put your hands in here with your hand wraps on. And then the inside liner uses a tricot liner. This is basically like a polyester liner on the inside that has more of a microfiber feel. The thing I like about this kind of liner is that it doesn't bunch up on your hand. When you slide your hand in here, it has a really nice sliding or smooth sensation. When you put your hand in here, you don't feel like there's any excess material with this glove. So design-wise with this glove, pretty simple, nice and compact. I really like the way this glove looks. Very simple, doesn't really have anything flashy about it, and it's all business. Now, quality of these gloves are okay. There's definitely some opportunity with this glove. Mainly it's gonna be the small little issues I saw with the leather. Some imperfections right here. You can see that the leather has a little bit of peeling. The graded leather, I would say, is about mid-tier. This is a Pakistan-made glove, so I'd say it's about a mid-tier glove. I did a review on some Green Hill gloves a while back. I wasn't really impressed with, and leather-wise, you know, this would probably be the same. You can see it right here, as I showed you guys in the close-up earlier, that there's a little bit of marking with the pen right there. I'm not sure if that was just from somebody at Ringside or if it was from the manufacturer that was, you know, marking off the leather when they were cutting it. You know, either way, those are just little things that you would expect for them to kind of clean up as they were making this glove. But other than the little slight imperfection there, you know, the piping looks pretty good. You know, the stitching on the palm side looks pretty good overall, as well as on the outer seams. The areas where you typically see some stress marks, right here on the index finger where it meets the thumb, looks pretty good. The hinge point looks nice as well. You know, stitching on there looks good, as well as the stitching that stitches down the foam padding on the wrist area looks pretty good overall. The balance of the glove is pretty good. You know, it's not too top heavy, it's not too bottom heavy. It's kind of right in the middle. Obviously, you're gonna have a little bit more of a emphasis on the foam padding around the hand area, the hand compartment, for being a fight glove. You're not gonna have a ton of padding around the wrist because the emphasis is hand protection during a pro fight. So you're definitely gonna have a little bit more padding, but the glove doesn't feel like it's too top heavy or too bottom heavy, which I really like as well. Obviously, the laces are nice and long, so you can get that double wraparound protection when you lock these in. And again, just like I said earlier, this tricot liner on the inside is really nice for keeping your hand comfortable and kind of wicking away moisture. Now, the comfort of the gloves is probably the best thing about this glove. You slide your hand in here. Obviously, it has a nice compact feel. These being 10 ounces, I weigh about 147 pounds, medium-sized hands. These fit me perfectly. I feel that putting my hand in here, the hand compartment feels snug, but not overly too tight. It doesn't feel loose at all. It feels just right for my hands being medium-sized. Even with my hand wraps on, it feels good. The finger compartment is nice and deep. You do feel like there's a little bit of piece of a felt liner on the fingertip area that covers up that seam right here where you have the stitching. So I really like that feature that Ringside incorporated with that. And again, the liner on the inside is really nice. You don't feel any bunching up around your knuckles or around your palm area with excess material. So I do like that. And I also do like the thumb on here. I don't feel like my thumb jams at all. It doesn't feel awkward. It feels really good. And the biggest thing I love about this, you know, with the comfort with this glove is it definitely has a little bit more of a broken in feel right off the bat. It doesn't feel very stiff at all. I feel like I can close my hands pretty well, and I can really curl my hand over and really, you know, curl my fingers over to make a really nice fist with these gloves. The wrist support feels really good. Once I have these laces locked in, I feel like I have a really good amount of wrist support that wraps around it. But overall, the comfort, I'd say, is the biggest, you know, feature of this glove, or should I say the best feature of this glove, is how comfortable my hands feel. I did a review on some of the Everlast Elite, which are they're made in Mexico pro fight gloves. And although I loved how the gloves felt as far as how broken in they were and the actual the actual fit and finish of the glove on my hand, the one thing I didn't like was how much the piping on the thumb would pinch down on my thumb. With this, you don't feel that issue with these Ringside gloves. It has enough, it's loose enough right in there that even with your hand wraps on, you don't feel any discomfort when you put your hand in here. So I really like that. It makes it feel really nice and comfortable. Now the performance and the protection of these gloves are very nice as well. It uses a multi-layer foam padding, which is my favorite style of padding. You know, there's typically multi-layer foam where they use horsehair, especially for pro fight gloves. I like these. These are a little bit more on the protective side. So if you're looking to use these primarily for mitt or bag work, these would work really nicely, just because you can tell that they use a really nice style multi-layer foam padding. Has about a medium density to it, so you don't feel like the foam is going to collapse on your knuckles when you make contact with whatever surface you're using. So if you're using this primarily for training, for speed work, if you're using it for the heavy bag, these are definitely a little bit more forgiving than the MX or even the Elite Pro Fight gloves that I use with Everlast. They're very similar. I would say a little bit more on if you were to get like some top boxer Win 1s in a Pro Fight glove size. So if you were to get some Win 1s in 10 ounces, that's what I would say these would compare to in terms of the actual composition of the foam. And you can see it's a little bit more forgiving and it doesn't really break through on your knuckles. So I really like that. And you get a really nice good crack with these on the heavy bag. Really nice sensation, really good feedback with these gloves. So overall, really nice glove for the mitts, for the heavy bag. Obviously, if you're gonna use these for a pro fight, they'll be very protective for you, which I really like. Those are some really great features to incorporate in a 10-ounce pro fight glove. Now, cost-wise, these gloves, if you get them through Ringside, are $79, so 80 bucks. I've also seen them on Amazon for about $63. I know Ringside always does promotions on their website, 30% off, 40% off. For 80 bucks, it's a little bit on the high side. It's not bad, but if you were able to get these for 30, 40% off of Black Friday, something like that, these are really a great deal, in my opinion, because you're getting a pretty solid overall glove. The main thing is going to be the comfort and the kind of protection you get in here. Durability is probably not going to be the best in terms of the leather holding up and some of the little small issues with the stitching. But outside of that, if you're able to get this at a discounted rate through Ringside, I think they're a really great glove, especially if you want to use this and kind of use it as a supplement to your training instead of just using a larger 14, 16 ounce glove for your training. You want to go something smaller. You don't want to spend over $100, but you also want something with genuine leather that has really good protective padding, but gives you the feedback you want from a smaller style glove. So at that price point, if you can get a discount, I think they're definitely worth it. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Ringside Pro Fight gloves. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.